Welcome, everyone, to Rebirth, a D&D tale. Last we left off, we focused in on a bit on an investigation that Alira was holding. She was looking into the possibility of the cult that has been sort of spreading itself around the continent to other parts of the world, to possibly the entirety of the world, as well as some local disturbances when it comes to a few murders that seem to have been done by the same weapon. The initial concern that she had was that one of the victims had to be exhumed and then reburied for further evidence. That's where she met the gravekeeper, who was a friend of said person. Later on, another murder had happened. The son of a noble family, specifically known for their wine production in the city. Upon investigating the young man's body, investigating the scene of the crime, and with her companion's help, she was able to track down this murderer, as it seemed there was an injury left to them as well. An injury they've tracked and found this person. They apprehended them, gave them to the proper authorities, and, well, at least one dangerous person is removed from the streets, making possibly Diamond City just that little bit safer. In the meantime, Lagon has been spending quite a bit of time on a personal project, a mask of sorts, sort of whittling away at, Lagon, what kind of material would you be making this out of?
Most likely a very large piece of driftwood if I could find it.
So it's made of wood. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very lightweight, very buoyant sort of wood. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Something that preferably has a brighter internal
Color. Okay.
color.
Okay. That's fairly easy to get a hold of. The surrounding forests are made up of a variety of trees. So some of them sort of softer, light wood that would be perfect for this sort of project. And so,
Okay.
you've been kind of whittling away. It was very raw at first, but you've been spending time on the little details, and the sort of form is starting to take shape. And that form is of a bird's skull.
Mhm.
Which I'm sure your companions might have several questions about said bird skull. But you've also been, during this time, teaching Vanya the language of the giants. And she, in exchange, has been teaching you words in Draconic.
Yeah.
Which is always interesting with the two different languages. They're very distinct. A lot of sort of guttural growls in the Draconic language, and while the Jotun language is very sort of smooth in some ways and rigid in others when it comes to the pronunciation. Definitely very, very different ways of speaking.
I imagine at some point with some of this, that harder enunciation, Lagan saying, use more phlegm to Vanya to accentuate how the word is actually enunciated.
Vanya, apparently you're not using enough phlegm.
That's okay. When I go to teach him Elvish, I get to have a little bit of fun getting on him too.
That's right. You know some Draconic, and you know a lot more Elvish, being that you are indeed a land elf of the country of the Grioran Empire.
We've been spending probably close to a week on the basics for the languages.
Off and on, amidst other things that you're getting up to. But yeah, the better part of a week, maybe two, has passed over the course of spending dedicated time teaching each other the language.
So for this session, I think Lagan is going to try and practice Draconic for speaking and to get any corrections that are necessary from Vanya or anyone else that would be a part of our party that might know, like Kaz. Trying to practice what he's learned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which there's even occasionally times where Arya has to step in and kick Vanya for mispronouncing something in Draconic, so...
Kaz will do the same as he's passing through too. Be like, more flair on that one, please. And then go about whatever business he's up to.
Thank you.
Which in fact means Lagan has 3 teachers. If you really want to think about it.
Yes, that was kind of the idea with the languages I chose.
Yeah.
More than one teacher. There's more than one dialect, and you all use different words for the same thing. Imagine by this point there's a bit of a pile of shavings beneath Lagan's feet, and he'll set the skull down and clean up where the shavings have started piling up.
They're kind of getting stuck in the nooks and crannies of the floorboards of the inn where you're staying too. So it's creating quite a mess.
Well, don't have prestidigitation. I can't do shit about that.
What are you making?
Well, what does it look like?
Some sort of bird head to me.
And then he takes his giant forefinger and taps your nose. That's exactly what it is.
The second you tap her nose, she's just gonna go cross-eyed for just like a mere second. And you wanted to tell me why you're making a bird head? I'm curious.
Lagan stands up, arms outstretched. What the fuck do I look like?
A giant?
Blackbird.
Fair.
Yes, because the mantle kind of going from around his neck and down a bit of a cape as well, are just full of feathers.
I almost forgot he had that on.
Yep.
My armor is not what it used to be. It no longer shines and gleams. There may be a shine and a gleam, but it's very dark.
Yes.
As my armor is all black.
Yes.
That's one hell of a change.
Definitely looks like a lot of the depictions that you see of the Raven Queen lately.
Wait until you see what it looks like with my mask.
Oh, this I have to see.
It's going to take some time. And even when I am done with this, I will not be done with this. There's more that I want to do. But that takes time and more money than what we've got.
Well, it sounds like we should go out and find some way to earn more then.
That is always a pleasure. How would you like to do this? We can play the music. We can go kill something.
Why not both?
Play some music while we kill something?
Sure, make it into one hell of a show. But we could always kill something during the day and then go play the music at night.
That works for me. However you would like to do this. We have plenty of time. Well, we have time. Plenty, that's debatable. So, off to kill something and then play some music?
Are you taking Alira with you?
If she wants to join us. The invitation would be extended. She would not be excluded.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anything else going on right now, Alira, do you?
Nothing in particular.
All right. Then what is it that you are going hunting for?
I would say something.
There's always notice boards of different varieties of things that need to be taken care of outside the city, but there's also calls for help with the local authorities about, volunteers, about this and that when it comes to different, maybe clerical work in some regards, maybe other things. But there are plenty of notice boards about different things that need taken care of. And there's always visiting the local Hunters Guild.
I would think the local Hunters Guild, not just the notice board, since we already have standing with another Hunters Guild.
Mm-hmm.
They usually have communications with each other, so they would know that at least part of this group functioned on another continent with another guild.
Well, yeah, you do have standing on another continent, that's for sure. If that means anything in Diamond City, well, we'll have to find out. But
yeah, I think hit up the Hunters Guild first and see what we can dig up there. We're good at killing monsters.
And the person that you find sitting at the desk of this particular guild is, in fact, a tiefling. But a tiefling that seems to have more of the devilish qualities than the humanoid qualities that you're used to seeing. This one has very large horns that are very rigid. Their skin is very sort of this ruddy red. Their tail it has a spade on the end, but it also has spikes up up the back side of it. You think maybe that those spikes could potentially poke out of the spine of this person too, but that remains to be seen. Their feet are more of the cloven hooves, and sort of animal-like legs that you would see on like creatures like that. So they definitely take after their devilish family circles. But there's this big toothy grin on them too. Hi.
I feel like I'm experiencing deja vu. Another guild run by another tiefling. Came in to see if there's any jobs available.
Jobs available, like the kind where you just simply squash a thing.
Anything, really.
Well, I suppose there's some busy work that could be done.
What do you think, Lagan?
Well, I'm not too crazy about that smile, but work is always good.
Good.
Uh,
So,
we are 4 members, because I'm assuming Zephyr is with us at this point as well. The Lucky 7.
With me.
but there are 3 of you and a wolf.
He is
The other
part
members
of
are off doing their own things.
Oh. So you have split your party.
For the time being that we're in the city.
Well, don't let me stop you doing whatever it is that you're doing in the city. But if you are really serious about helping the city with a monster problem, there are some beasts in the forests north of us that could use some thinning of their herds.
Are there any particular pieces of these things that you would require? Teeth, eyes, horns, claws, hides.
Shells.
All of them could be useful, but proof that you have slain the beast is their hides. They're called displacer beasts. Big
What
cats
do
that
I-
teleport.
Sounds right up our alley.
Place
First we had to deal with sand dogs, and now we get to deal with these cat-like creatures.
They're a menace. And have been causing a lot of problems with the cattle farm, so if you could thin a few out, that would be delightful. Try not to thin out the females.
Is there a way to tell from just looking
Yes.
at these?
Have you never
Okay.
seen a male beast before?
I've seen plenty. However, at a distance, the little dangle is not always so easy to see. There are other things, like with deer, there's a knob on the front of their heads, in front of their antlers for the males, that does not exist on females, that you can tell from a distance.
Well, if you find a way to tell at a distance, then by all means, they all are very black and have 2 tentacles.
And of course she hides. Yeah, okay. We
Sounds
will.
exactly like back in Combe, doesn't it?
I will pay you 10 gold per hide.
10 gold per hide. Lovely.
Well worth it then.
And you said these are north of the city in the forest, but they're attacking your ranchers and their herds. Okay.
Yes, because all of the farms are north of the city.
Perhaps maybe one of them should move south and buy a blink dog.
You try telling farmers that. They're...
I'll tell anyone that wants to hear. Yeah, uh, if you're being attacked here, okay, stay and make it work, or find somewhere that's less aggressive.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. And with the good luck with that, thank you. Lagan turns and starts walking out the door.
She's just kind of giggling as you're walking out the door.
Oh, this is gonna be an interesting time working for this one. Thank you. She's gonna turn and follow Lagan out.
What color was their skin?
This particular tiefling was a red, very red-skinned.
Okay. Well, not as charming. And as he's walking out, if anybody in the party is close enough, they would hear, not as charming as Darius, but certainly definitely more creepy.
So, where are you off to?
Up north?
Oh.
All right.
Forest north. We go kill some beasts.
So you take some time. Since the city is very large, getting to the outskirts does take some time, and then getting out to the farmlands where the ranchers have all of their farms, and getting beyond that does take for the better part of a day. And so, and you do see the forest line sort of in the distance. So it does take another day or two to get out to the forest, which gives y'all plenty of time to get your things together, prepare, sharpen blades, make sure that that your arrows are all very straight and very and whatever else you might need is all accounted for. You let your other party members know that you're taking on this job, and so they wish you good luck in this particular venture. So let me take a look.
What would I know of displacer beasts?
That would be a nature check.
I would like to assist in that.
Okay, do so at advantage then.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you said nature. Give me just a sec.
Yep, nature.
18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just pulling that up myself.
I know enough to know that they have a mortal enemy in a blink dog. Beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah, so what you know about them is that they are very, very strong, sort of big cats. That
Right.
she wasn't she wasn't exaggerating when she said that they also have tendrils that sort of whip around like additional tails in a way to to um, to make attacks with as well. Um, they have uh, they have 6 limbs, and they're very hard to hit. Though they're very sort of. It's not that they're hard to spot; they're just very quick. They have this sort of innate ability that makes you think you're hitting you're going in one direction when trying to attack them, but they're in another place, only slightly beside that, and so they have very little in the way of natural predators, aside from things that could potentially see through their illusions, and those are very few and far between. They're jungle animals. They typically are found in very forested areas. They have a very good ability to climb trees and kind of maneuver their way through the forest branches much quicker than maybe other animals of their size.
Do they have a favorite prey?
They're carnivores, so you imagine anything that is, of any kind of meat. So they'll go after, small things if they're desperate, larger prey when they're kind of hunting in, groups, because they do tend to be group animals.
Let's see. Group animals don't kill the females. Bring back their hides.
It's like we have a job ahead of us.
Yes. Damn it, I really wish I had my skull. Oh. Ooh. Yes. Okay. I figure we can take a bit of time and scout the area to see if there are any fresh signs of where they've been moving.
Okay.
Through.
Yep.
Lyra, since you're also present, you can also help in tracking if you want to.
That's kind of where I was at.
I guess we can end up starting with that then. Though displacer beast tracks. Ooh.
Giant cat. He's
That
very
can
hard
or
to
can't be in multiple places at once.
It's very hard to hit. We don't really know or understand. Is it there? Is it not there? We don't really know the mechanism. We just know that it makes them very hard to hit.
You have
for a sheet to load.
you have heard of some magicians in the world making cloaks out of such beast hides.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what they want them for, to sell them to a wizard or to another kind of mage.
So just to be clear, survival?
Yes, survival.
No other bonuses, just the flat roll, right? Ooh,
You would have an assist from me.
Yeah, you'd have an assist from Vanya.
Okay, so at advantage.
That is going to be 24.
Okay.
I'm liking these dice.
Ooh.
They don't roll ones naturally.
They're being very
Yes.
nice to you. Yes. We love good dice.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of fanning out just a little bit between all of you in the forest, between all of you kind of assisting each other in tracking down some of these creatures, it's not hard to eventually find the leftovers of a kill from a large beast. You see that the carcass has been picked clean. There's plenty of claw marks and teeth marks that would indicate the sort of creature that you're looking for. And so you start looking around the area for evidence of this creature, like tufts of hair, like broken off claws, like a bit of tooth, different things like that. You do see that that there are some tracks that are made as the creatures are walking away. The track marks are leaving behind blood splotches and things like that. You eventually come to at the end of the night, as the sun's going down. You do see that there is these tracks lead to a burrow.
Underground?
Yes.
Okay. Can we get an idea from the number of tracks, an approximate size of this group?
Between 4 and 6 individuals.
Okay.
Okay.
4 to 6.
Given that that they have 6 limbs, that can be hard to determine. But you pass along this information to Alira, and she's able to point out that there's at least 6 individuals that she can make out.
Okay.
So do we want to wait out here, or?
Hold on. I want to check something first. The distance on this. That's object. Da. Okay. That doesn't really work for this. Okay.
So what do you do?
Well, there's 6 of them. Don't want to just rush into this and get surrounded by them. That is
That'd be a bad
idea. Yeah, bad ideas all day long. How do we attack something that is so hard to hit in the first place?
That is the tricky part indeed.
I guess we learn as we go.
Have either of you dealt with these large cats before?
Would I have dealt with them before?
They're known to roam the jungles in the Grioan Empire too, maybe only slightly different in appearance, but they're they are known to be in jungles across the world, from what you gather.
I've dealt with multiple times, but
I might heard of them. I'm more familiar with creatures of the mountains and the seas. Because that's where I've spent the majority of my life up to this point.
And what you would know, Vanya, is they are very fast and hit really hard if you get swiped.
They're fast, and they're gonna hurt. There's a reason why, at least back home, I work with groups to take care of what ones I did come across. So, should we start dragging them out here, or do we want to wait till morning?
Do we know if these are nocturnal or day hunters? Or just whenever they're hungry?
Sorry, was that a question aimed at me?
Yes, that was to you. Sorry.
Sorry, I
Coffee.
missed it.
Do we know if these creatures are nocturnal, daytime hunters activity, or just whenever they feel like it? Or would we know?
Primarily, they're nocturnal hunters. They primarily sleep during the day, in burrows and trees, from what you know, and then hunt at night as needed.
Okay.
Kind of wake up in the late afternoon, sort of deal, as the sun's going down.
So, yeah, my recommendation would be attacking them during the day. As yeah, I'm functionally night blind.
That's fair.
And Delira is functionally day blind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Don't expect my eyes to follow anything.
Well,
We could hit them as the sun is rising. That way neither of you are at too much of a disadvantage. It should still be dark enough for Alira, and yet still be light enough for Lagan.
dusk is about the time they wake up. I'm active. So I don't wait, so let's not convert. I would suggest, if you have any of them, area of effect spells.
Yeah.
If you have to fight them, it's gonna hurt. So, Lagan is going to cast Aid, 3rd level. So that's going to be 10 points.
Okay.
For all 3 of you. Zephyr,
Basically,
Vanya,
okay,
and
I
Alira.
was about to say. That I'm assuming you mean.
Yes. Yes, I can't have Zephyr getting hurt.
So
yeah,
Zephyr
he almost got shot at one time.
Yeah. He's a
Let's
dog.
not have that happen.
He is a dog. We love dog.
Yes.
We protect
Yes,
dog.
best boy.
It's been good.
So Zephyr, Vanya, and Alira are the ones getting aid?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Just so everybody knows where their max HP is at right now.
Right.
Perfect. All right. Well, it is currently night, as the sun has gone down at the moment. So, what do you plan to do at this current moment? Because you have found a burrow, but you haven't found the beasts as of yet.
I was going to try and cast Locate Creature, but apparently I have to know the creature, so... And I don't actually know these creatures, so I don't think that's going to work.
I think I've used it in a in a broader sense like that, where you name the nearest kind of creature.
Okay. That's what I was going to try to do with
Okay.
the 4th level spell is Locate Creature,
Locate
to
creature.
see if
Yeah,
we
let me
can...
look at the wording on that.
What I have says, describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. Okay.
Yeah, describe or name a creature. So you can describe the creature as a displacer beast, and it will locate the nearest one to you within 1,000 feet.
Okay.
So
That's what I was trying to...
you can be broad like that. We're a type of creature. You don't have to name a specific one like that. You can.
I don't remember. I read something in here that made it sound like that.
Yeah, you can locate a specific creature. So if you wanted to find Alira, for example, she would be the unique creature that the spell would try to find. But you can be broad by just saying a drow or a displacer beast. And so that will locate the nearest one to you within 1,000 feet. So, so yes, I will allow you to cast that spell and use it for this purpose.
Oh, that is exactly what I'm going to do, is Locate Creature.
All right.
And I am naming Displacer Beast as creature.
Okay. You would know that the nearest ones to you right now would be within that 1,000 feet, and there are 2 in the burrow, 1 in a tree about 500 feet away, and that's what you detect so far.
Well. This is going to get fun, because there's 3 more of these. I don't know where they are. But I will share what I gleaned from this. That 2 of them are still down there. One of them's up that tree right there. That's all I can tell at this point. I don't think we get a chance to wait for daylight.
Well then, guess we have no choice but to handle it now.
Well,
yeah.
If that's the case, I'm going to pause this right quick and take a quick break, as I need to use the restroom. So we'll be right back, everybody.
No worries.
where we had left off, our portion of our party of adventurers had decided to take on a job. A job to rid the city of a nuisance that had been plaguing them for a little bit now. The farmers were beginning to see cattle disappear as a result of predators, the most common amongst the forests of the area being displacer beasts. Tricksy, cat-like beasts, very, very sort of muscular, very strong, and very quick. And our three adventurers and their lucky little dog have been tasked with eliminating some of the males of the population. So, they have come across a burrow in which they suspect that there are 2 beasts and another in a tree about 500 feet away. Now, locate creature is only supposed to detect 1 creature, so that is my fault. I gave you more than is allowed by the spell, but there you have it.
We're running with it now. Huh?
I am a generous god.
Yes, you are.
Where others might be, you're not sure. But with the snow-covered sort of jungle and the trees very high in the air, it is very easy to find tracks of all kinds in the snow. So you have definitely found a couple of your displacer beasts as you would see fit. So what do you intend to do?
Here.
Well, it's Lagon's hunt. I am following his lead. Yes, I'm pushing you to the forefront.
I am looking for tracks to see if I can potentially determine where the others may have gone. If they're trying to surround us, potentially.
That would be a nature check.
Great at those. 17.
You do see a number of tracks coming in and out of the burrow that you see. So individuals have made it in and out. And when I say it's a burrow, it's not necessarily that it's very small either. It seems like it's like this sort of outcropping underneath one of the trees that has just kind of been dug out even more to possibly make a home for these creatures. It's probably about 3 feet across in a sort of circle, sort of tube. Kind of has a lot of the roots and sort of things that you could see in there. And keep in mind that it is dark. It is currently nighttime. So the person who sees the best here at night would be Alira, as far as her vision. But
Definitely keep an eye out for the party.
As you are the most effective eyes in this sort of very low sort of lighting with only the moon and the stars to guide you.
It's quite pretty.
So, you have found your burrow. What do you intend to do?
The gun is cautiously going to move around. Trying to stay alert as possible for signs of any of the others But until he sees any signs of aggression, he's not going to make the first attack on them.
You don't even see them. They're that deep into a burrow.
No. I'm saying with his other senses, he's going to move around over here to the left. That spire down here.
Kind of over
Yeah.
this way?
Yeah. As quietly, so only 15 feet of the 30.
Okay. So to kind of lay out the map just a little bit as you're seeing it, um, the burrow that you're seeing is underneath this tree,
Right.
and so you're kind of making a wide arc. The entrance to the burrow is going to be on this side.
Right.
So
I'm moving around towards the entrance, but I'm staying on the perimeter, not trying to draw those two out immediately.
Okay. Make me a stealth roll.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, stealth is going to be always fun. Uh, 14.
So you start to move along this sort of angle to give the entrance a bit of a wide berth. And there's just more crunch in the snow than you're comfortable with. They haven't made an indication that they've heard you yet, but it's definitely, you definitely heard it yourself. And you know, you know that beasts tend to have stronger senses than most humanoids. So they may have heard it, but they haven't made any clear indication that they have. But you're not comfortable. You know that much for sure.
Vanya's gonna follow.
Okay. So kind of follow in the same
Zephyr's
direction.
gonna stay with her. Yep.
Okay. Make a stealth check. For both you and Zephyr.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. Right. That's cacked. Math, please. $19 for Vanya.
Okay.
And hang on, let me pull up his stats. 19 for Zephyr.
Okay. You're very confident that your steps are very quiet. And so but you you definitely overhear the crunch of Lagan's boots just a little bit louder than you probably are comfortable with.
Oh yeah.
What about Alira? What is Alira doing?
Alira's going to end up trying to keep behind Lagan in order to support a second pair of eyes, and more importantly, trying to end up making sure that we don't get flanked. Given the fact that we know that there's at least 3 of them, it's best to end up assuming that they hunt in packs, and so I'm presuming the traits I may have observed from other pack animals.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Hey, 20. I'll take it.
Oh, I'll take it. We'll take it.
It's
Nice.
17 plus 3. Yes.
Hell
Yes,
yeah,
I will
dirty
take
20.
it.
You've hunted animals and beasts of the underground plenty of times. The quiet step is key. You make your steps slowly and cautiously, making sure that the snow beneath your feet doesn't make a sound. You have all kind of moved in a direction where you can see the entrance now. The entrance seems to go into the ground in snow for several feet at least, at the very least. There's no light in there, but it looks like there might be enough room for several individuals inside based on what you can see. Alira especially, since she has the strongest night vision. You do see that there are several smaller individuals who you guess possibly young amongst these creatures.
So we have will be protecting their young. And if I recall, the conversation says we do not end up killing the mother. We're trying to end up removing. We're just trying to oust them.
If at all possible, stick to the males.
Okay.
See, if this is a mother and children, leave them alive if we can. Kill the rest.
I agree.
And if the mother decides to end up getting hostile with her pups being so close by, wishing to protect them?
We try to drive her off. If that fails, we have no choice.
I will do my best to heal and mend should it become necessary.
You do hear a bit of growling from inside the burrow now.
I believe they're welcoming you home.
I believe they're about a very bad night. I am going to send my drift globe out 50 feet and illuminate it into the burrow.
Into the burrow it is. Okay.
No. I'm sending the drift globe into the burrow.
No, I heard you.
And lighting it up.
No, I heard you. I heard you, and that's why I was commenting that way. So, you you sort of send the drift globe over towards the burrow, and then you say the command word for it to light up. And when you do that, you hear a bit of sort of growls and barking and things like that of creatures inside, and you also hear the roar of another creature that you assumed would be there about 500 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
So I need initiative rolls.
Yay.
17. I am liking this D20.
18.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so 17, 18, 20. All right. Then it's all of you first and them last. So.
Good.
So, what ends up happening is you have two that have come out of the burrow. They look a little dazed and maybe a little blinded from the drift globe having lit up in their home. And then a ways away is where you hear the barking and growling of another individual, which sets off another individual even further away that you can hear. So you can assume that others will appear. But you have these two young ones that may be a little bit smaller than the usual, based on your observations, Lagon. So, what do you do?
Well, I'm essentially using them as bait to draw the mother and everybody else in. I don't want to kill them, so I'm going to knock them out if I can.
Okay.
Are they within 30 feet of me?
Yes, because they're at the entrance of their burrow.
Mjolnir's going to fly.
All right. So roll me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Alright. At disadvantage. Mjolnir. Dirty 20.
20 will hit.
Right. That is going to be D8. I haven't used this. 8, 14, 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You notice that the sort of haziness of this creature's sort of visibility, whether it's in one place or in another,
Yeah.
you have a firm vision on this creature now, and and while the other one is still kind of sort of phasing a little bit.
Okay.
Anything else?
Bonus action, I am going to cast Spirit Shroud at 4th level.
Spirit Shroud. What does that one do?
Spirit Shroud? It's similar to Vampiric Touch, but hold on. Give me just a second. I'll pull it back up. So, it's a concentration spell. Call forth the spirits of the dead around me for the spell's duration. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable until the spell ends. Any attack I make deals another D8 extra damage when I hit within 10 feet of me.
Okay.
The damage is radiant. Any creature that takes the damage can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn. In addition, any creature of my choice that I can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of me has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. So slowed and things like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that brings us to, I believe it was Vanya next.
Alright.
Oh, Alira got a dirty 20. She should have gone first. My bad.
No, Alira, he got a hit dirty 20 on the previous check. I ended up having a 17 on my initiative check.
That's right. I got
He ended up
confused.
having an 18, and it was Lagon that ended up getting the dirty 20.
Oh, okay. I got that all confused. My
You
bad.
got the two dirty 20s mixed up. That's all.
I did. Okay, so yeah, it is Vanya's turn.
Okay.
Vanya and Zephyr.
I'm gonna have a bit of fun and use Shatter.
Ooh, shatter.
Pinpointed between the two of them.
Between the two of them, that's a 20-foot sphere, if I remember
Yeah,
right.
it's a 10-foot sphere.
10-foot sphere? Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Yep, you can get
So
both
if
of
10
them.
feet could cover both of them, then...
Yep, 10 feet will cover both of them.
Okay, great. That is a con save, please.
Con save. And that is going to be for 2 Displacer Beasts.
Gotta be a 14.
The first one is a 17, and the second one is a 21.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, they are taking half as much damage then.
Actually, if the Displacer Beast is subjected to an effect that allows them to make a saving roll to only take half, they take no damage instead.
Oh, okay. Hey, that works.
Well, I am going to cast Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire. Ooh.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, that's a dex save
So-
on both their part.
That is correct, DC 17.
The first one's a 21, and the second one is a 13.
Okay.
So, we have one of which who is Fairy Fired. Let me get out a marker to be able to indicate that. We're just going to put this one on it. That one's the one that's got Fairy Fire on it. Alright. Which is also the one that was attacked by Lagan here recently. So it hasn't gone back to shifting just yet. That does it for y'all's turn.
Mm-hmm.
What about Zephyr?
Zephyr's gonna go up and bite the one that was injured beforehand.
The one that was injured? Okay.
Yep. And if I remember right, he's rolling at disadvantage for this.
No, he's rolling at advantage because it is now Fairy Fired and it is no longer shifting.
Okay, cool. If I remember correctly, that is 8 hit. 27.
27 will hit.
Cool. This creature is at least large, right?
It is a large creature, yes.
Needs to make the strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. That is going to be a dirty 20.
Yeah, it passes. And that's 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage, alright.
I had to dig out my paper, the little paper I had his stuff written down on.
Okay, okay. Brings it to their turn. The beast begins to shift once more, causing that sort of illusion about where it might potentially be. But the Fairy Fire is also shifting with it, so you may have a stronger eye on it than its brother. Which both of them are going to move to flank Zephyr. The Fairy Fired one is going to attack twice. That first one is a 15 to hit.
Miss.
Alright, second time is less, so it misses.
Yep.
Oh, Never mind. The other one is also going to attack Zephyr. That's a natural 1.
It hits brother instead.
That's cacked.
Somehow.
That is a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
That is... It's me 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Alright. So, you hear the sort of very loud sort of noises that are coming from the one in the distance, starting to get closer. All right, brings us back to the top. Lagan.
All right. I am going to move up closer to Zephyr,
Okay.
and I am going to hit the one with Fairy Fire with Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead. Okay, so that's a saving throw. That is a wisdom saving throw. That is a 7.
That is not going to make it, sir. You got to beat a 17.
All right. Toll the Dead.
Ga-dong. Toll the Dead. Come back here. Is, I believe 2d12.
At this level? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be 20 points.
20 points of Toll the Dead damage.
Yeah, I believe. Necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then with the other one, I'm going to use. Wait, I'm not done. That's another d8 on that, too. That's an extra 7 points of damage on the Toll the Dead.
From the shroud.
Yeah, from the Shroud.
Okay.
And then I am going to bonus action Spiritual Weapon with the one on the other side.
Spiritual
And another.
weapon. The other guy.
I know that's going to be disadvantage on the other one because
It is, yes.
Yeah. Okay. 19.
19 will hit.
Okay. That's, I believe, 2d8 plus 5. 14. 19. It's going to be 26 points of total damage.
26, okay.
7 from the Spirit Shroud, which is radiant, and then the other is from the spiritual weapon. I believe that's force damage.
Yeah. Doesn't much matter. Total is fine. So, we've got this guy who is no longer shifting. This one still is.
Okay.
So, Vanya, what do?
Are they within 5 feet of each other?
Not of each other, no. You have one who's on one side of Zephyr and the other on the other side of Zephyr, so they're 10 feet apart.
Alright. There goes that plane, because I'm not willing to put him directly in the line of fire. Let's see here. Alright, she's just gonna fire off a couple arrows at the one who isn't shifting it.
Okay, so roll your ranged attack at normal. And that'll be this guy right here.
17.
17 hits.
Okay. For that one, it is 10 points damage.
Okay.
And then arrow number 2. $24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 11 points damage.
Okay. Got some decent hits in.
And then Zephyr's gonna turn around and bite that one.
I'll turn around and bite that guy. Okay.
Oh, and look, Lagana's right there, so I get advantage on this one.
Lagana's not facing that creature. Lagana's facing this one.
I'm facing the one that has the fairy fire ring because I just told the dead on him. I
Yeah.
put my spiritual weapon right here on the other side of.
Because I believe pack tactics works where you're targeting the same creature.
My spiritual weapon targeted him.
That doesn't count.
It's
Okay.
if the ally is within 5 feet of the creature and isn't incapacitated.
Of the creature being attacked.
Yeah. So the question is Lagan within 5 feet?
No, he's on the other side.
Okay. Then I will just roll normally then.
Yep.
Lacey, stop your complaining. 19
With
to
me,
hit.
Zephyr.
19 to hit. Will hit.
And it needs to make that strength saving throw, please.
Strength save. That is not going to do it. That's a 7.
Yeah, it's prone, and that is 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage and prone.
Okay.
Okay, we got some decent hits off. All right.
Okay.
Brings us to Alira's turn.
Well, since it's prone, my action is going to be casting Blind Deafness, and I want it to be blind. So I am going to need a DC 17 Constitution save.
Con save. All right. And that's the one that's prone? Okay.
Yep.
On the one that's prone. That is... Nope, that's a 9, because that's 6 on the dice.
Okay.
So he's blind.
And I will move a little bit more westward on the map, so behind... No, sorry, I keep forgetting your position. So northward, I guess, is where you're going.
Behind
and I
Vanya?
want to move my... Nope, I'm going to move right past Vanya.
Okay.
And I'm going to put myself in between Vanya and the one that's currently still standing with Fairy Fire.
Okay, so like right here, behind Lagon?
Yep. I specifically want to end up doing that in order to end up blocking for Vanya, just in case, and be a second-line fighter for Lagon.
Okay. So between Vanya and Lagon. Very nice, very nice.
As you just end up seeing roots start to grow from under this displacer beast's eyelids and cover it over like some horrific webbing.
Beautiful. All right. So, anything else on your turn? You have moved, you have done an action, bonus action?
I don't believe I have a bonus action I can do at this exact time.
Okay.
So I will hold off on that.
Okay. So that brings us to our Displacer Beast's turn. Do they get a saving throw on their turn?
On blind deafness.
Yes.
Let me double check that. At the end of each of its turns.
End of each turn. Okay.
It's specifically at the end.
Okay. So it does its turn before it can roll that
And
save
since
again.
it's blind, it can't defend itself adequately either.
Not at the moment. It is going to spend half its movement to at least get up. But what it's swinging at, it doesn't know, so it is going to roll 2 attacks at disadvantage. Hopefully to target something in front of it, which would be Alira. Which... Oh, that's a 5 on both of the dice. Okay, well, that's a 12 to hit. Does 12 hit? That ain't gonna do it? Nope. Second attack. That is a 12 again. So that
I
one...
don't think that hits either.
Nope, sadly not.
I'm grateful.
Although the one that's fairy fired, he starts to shift once more. And, well, both of them start to shift on their turn. If either one of them had been not shifting. And since Zephyr is sandwiched between his partner, this one is going to attack Zephyr at advantage.
You forgot that last time, didn't you?
I did. Which would be
has-
a 19 plus 7 is 26.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's a d8 for a bite, which is all of 6 damage.
Okay.
And swipes with a claw. For a 22 to hit,
Yeah, that'll hit.
which is a d6. Which will be 10 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
You're not happy. You see another of these creatures start to make its way towards here. It gets this far, but can't make it to you guys yet. Still making loud noises. Brings us back to the top. Lagon. Did he step away?
Logan, you muted.
I'm going to use Mjolnir to smack the one that I'm looking at. Disadvantage again, right? Or is it just a straight roll with fairy fire?
On this case, it would be a straight roll with fairy fire. Since he's shifting, but he's also fairy fired, so it cancels his advantage, your disadvantage.
18?
18 will hit.
Okay. Let's just... Let's see. Okay. 10 points of bludgeoning damage and 8 points of radiant. Wait, yeah, 8 points of radiant. Spirit Shroud.
Okay.
And Mjolnir is going to...
Which means that the fairy fire has now granted attackers advantage on this creature since he stopped shifting.
And Mjolnir is going to take a swipe at the other one.
Oh, you mean the spiritual weapon?
Yeah, spiritual weapon, sorry.
Okay.
So Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah. Use. Wish I had this memorized. I probably should. Plus 5, dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is.
Oh, were you rolling that at disadvantage?
Good.
Okay.
16 and 15.
Mojo dice.
Plus 5.
Mhm.
Alright, yeah, that's gonna hit.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
Sorry.
I'm not going to
Casey
teach you.
was
I'm
going
not
after
going to
Dante's food.
8. 18 points of force damage and 5 points of radiant damage to the second one.
Okay, yeah, because your spiritual weapon is just inside your shroud.
Yeah.
They're not looking too good.
Trying to take the heat off Zephyr.
They're not looking too good at all.
Mm-mm.
Brings us to Vanya. Vanya's turn.
Let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and fire off a couple more arrows at the one Zephyr attacking before.
The one with the fairy fire?
No, the one without the fairy fire.
One without. Okay. So that will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
No, actually, he got hit. Never mind. That's at advantage. No, regular. It's a regular roll. The shifting between disadvantage, advantage, and regular rolls is
Yep.
messing with my mind.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
7 points of damage.
Okay.
Arrow number 2. Nat 20.
What?
Let's see here. 6, 10, 14 points of damage.
Whoa. This one here is a bloody mess.
Is it still standing though?
It is.
Is it the male?
I don't know. You haven't determined as such.
Okay, in that case, Zephyr's gonna turn, and, well, actually he doesn't have to turn because he's already fighting it, but he's gonna go for another bite.
Go for a bite. Get it.
He should have advantage now since Alira is there.
Yeah, Alira is close enough to give him advantage.
Okay, let me roll the other dice then. No, that's a little bit worse. 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
And strength saving throw, unless this takes him out. Max damage. Jesus, Zephyr.
Pwah.
I'm looking at the wrong paper. That's 14 points damage.
That one, Zephyr jumps into this creature, gripping it by its neck. And what you see is that he rips straight through this thing's throat, and it goes flopping on the ground, lifeless.
Good puppy.
That one's dead.
And that is the end of my and Zephyr's turn.
Alright, Alira.
Okay. Well, if that one's gone, surprisingly. Just to be clear, because I don't see the model being removed, the one that was prone and blinded is the one that's gone?
Yes, that's the one that's dead.
Okay. Quick check to know if that was the which one that was. That might be important. Would I presume perception check or nature check?
Hold on. Quick question. Blindness, deafness, and fairy fire, are those both concentration spells?
No. Fairy fire is blindness, deafness. If I were double checking, but I do not believe it is. No, it is not a concentration check.
Okay. Good to know. Because I have not used that combo before. So.
Well, you know me. I like to play the support because my dice rolls are typically crap. So today it's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yep. So.
I trust in your inability to make a saving throw over my ability to make a hit action.
Your dice have been very successful lately, so, you know.
I'm taking it.
But yes, the one that has the fairy fire is still up and has been hit recently, so it is not shifting right now.
Okay, well, I want to check, is this the one that's alive? Is it the male or the female at this point?
That would be...
We were told not to kill the female at this point, and nothing I could do about the dead one.
That would be an action to do.
Ooh.
Because you would be spending time actually observing the creature.
Yep, alright, I will take the action.
Okay. And that would be a nature check, yes.
Well, had to come up sometime. That's a nat 1.
Can't tell.
No.
Give me the dead opposite answer.
You can't tell. It's facing away from you. It's facing away from you in the right direction.
Coffee, I'm biting my tongue so hard right now.
Well, I suppose what I meant is it's facing you. You can't tell.
No, I get it. I get it.
I'm just trying not to be a smartass.
You're always a smartass.
I know. It's so hard to repress. Moving on.
Moving right along. Alira tries to determine whether the one that is alive is a male or female, but cannot determine. So that brings us back to the creature's turn. He starts to shift again, but is also kind of yowling at the fact that its sibling has essentially been murdered. And it's not looking so great, though. It does not like the fact that it's hurting so much. So it is, in fact, going to attempt to run. Which means that, Lagan, you get an attack of opportunity as a regular roll.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 23.
23 is going to hit.
And... let's see. 18 points of bludgeoning damage and 6 points of radiant damage.
So 24?
Total, yes.
Okay, so just give me the total.
I'm having to roll two separate because I've got the
No,
2d8.
No, I understand. I understand you're rolling different dice for that, but I don't need it separated. I just need a total.
Right.
Because radiant versus slashing versus bludgeoning is not going to make a difference here.
Okay.
But it is still running, and it is using its dash action to make a complete getaway. Though you have heard it a lot. Which brings us to the one that's entered the battlefield. This one looks bigger. And by bigger, I mean a lot bigger. You were fighting babies before. This one looks like an adult.
Yeah.
And it is on the scene now.
So glad to clear up the confusion.
And yeah, it's very fast. Very, very fast. And it's going to get up to you, Lagon. And it is going to take 3 attacks on you. A bite, a claw, and a tentacle.
Okay.
The bite misses. The claw, however, is a 17 to hit.
Yes.
Miss. And the tentacle. Ooh, that's a nice number. It's going to be a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, so that is... That's going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Alright.
Oh, and it gets 2 more dice on that. And then 12 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
And you are considered grappled. You are grappled by its tendrils. So you have a speed of 0.
Okay.
Alright. You still hear more noises out there. So there could be more out there. Alright. That is the end of the Displacer Beast's turn. That brings us to Lagon. You are grappled.
Well, I'm going to start beating on the thing that's grappling me.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is a disadvantage.
It is indeed.
So, 22 to hit.
Hot damn!
19 and 17.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Alright.
These guys are nothing to you guys.
So 11 and 8, 19 and 25 total.
25 total. Alright. Okay. So that's Lagon's turn. Unless you want to do a bonus action.
No, my spiritual weapon is going to move as much as it can to me to hit this thing too.
Yep, it can. It can indeed do so.
Alright, so that is back to it. Going to be plus 9, 27 to hit.
Yeah.
That is 12. And that's going to be 20 points total for the spiritual weapon. Wait, what was it? I cast it higher, so that's one more. 26 total.
Okay. Alright. It doesn't like that. It doesn't like that at all.
I should hope not.
Yeah, let's do Dissonant Whispers at level 2.
Alright, Dissonant Whispers on the one creature. What is that, a wisdom save?
Wisdom. Yep. 14 is what you need to beat.
14, okay. That's a 5.
Ha! That's 46.
Ooh,
11 points of damage.
11 points of that psychic damage. Okay. It doesn't like that it's
And-
bleeding out its ears.
It must immediately use its reaction, if possible, to remove as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay. So it is indeed going to run 50 feet in another direction.
With Lagon wrapped in his tail, flinging about behind it.
Which is a very interesting sight to see.
Yep, because it's got you grabbed.
Yeah. Probably won't for long, but... that being said, Zephyr's gonna stay put.
Well, we've got Lagon all the way over here.
Yep.
Alright, well that does leave us with Alira. What you doing?
Well,
You saw it take off with Lagon in its tentacle.
I am going to break my concentration with Fairy Fire.
Okay, Fairy Fire is removed.
And, let's see, what was this? I needed to make me a Wisdom savings throw.
The one
DC
that's...
17.
Okay,
The one that's grabbing Lagon.
the one that's grabbing Lagon. Okay, so it's about 60 feet away from you.
That's his perfect range.
Alright, you said Wisdom save?
That is correct. DC 17.
That's a 4.
Okay. He's gonna fall on his ass because at this point it is no longer a displacer beast, it is a snail.
You've got it polymorphed it. Okay. You've polymorphed this thing into a snail.
Land on it.
No, do not land on it, okay? Don't try and turn this into comedic effect and just break the effect.
I'm not trying to do that. It went from being really big and holding me by a tail to suddenly being really small and I'm really big.
Dexterity saving throw. Lagon.
Me. Okay. Dexterity saving throw?
Yep.
Fuck me. 14?
Okay. You land and you don't crush the snail. In fact, you don't take any damage for having rolled on the ground.
Okay.
It is now this big. And Alira is proud of herself.
Can I bring my drift globe closer to me so I can actually see?
Is that an action to do? Because I believe we're at the Displacer Beast's turn at this point. If Alira is done with her turn.
Yep, that would be about it. I might
I
move
believe so.
30 feet closer to where Lagon is at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Let me look at my drift globe. Probably.
Because I believe it's an action to say the command word, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's already lit up in the tree.
Well, it was in the burrow. It wasn't in the tree itself.
It was in the burrow. I mean,
It's under the tree.
it's already lit up.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, can I pull it towards me? Or do I need to wait for my turn?
You need to wait for your turn. Yeah. I don't know how fast it moves or anything like that either. But Baby Beast is going to continue to run at a dash, which is 100 feet. The tiny snail, does it get a saving throw at the end of its turn?
So
Or is it just till you
polymorph?
lose concentration?
Let's see here. Transformation lasts for the duration or until 0 hit points.
Okay.
The target assumes new hit points when it refers to it. Yeah, it just is.
It just lasts until the duration. Okay.
Yep,
It is.
up to an hour.
It is a snail.
It is a snail. It is snail.
You still hear the howls in the distance of more of these beasts coming your way. What do you do? Top of the round.
I am running up to pick up the snail.
So the drift globe just follows me
Okay. Okay.
until
So yeah.
until I become unconscious or I deactivate it.
Okay. So it's been tailing you this whole time. Okay.
I imagine
that's
bouncing right along while he was being carried away and then suddenly went down with him.
Well, it stays 5 feet off the ground when it's following me like that. Oh.
Yeah. You blinded the
Sent
things
it.
and then it started to float towards you. In that sense, kind of hovered around you for a bit, and then you got yanked, and it's following you now.
Right.
So.
So I pick up the snail as carefully as I can, and you know what? I want to see what happens. I'm gonna stuff the snail into one of the small pockets of the like bag of colding thing, handy haversack,
Oh.
whatever it is you got.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stick it in one of the small pockets,
Okay.
and
You have stuffed it in a small pocket.
I'm going to tie the pocket.
Pocket is closed.
I want to go investigate the dead one.
I look at him as he leaves with my snail. With my snail. My snail. No, it's okay. You're already off of there. She's just murmuring to herself. My snail. My snail.
With my 24 passive perception, hearing this, Lagan will take the snail out of the pocket and hand it to
My
and then
snail.
go investigate the body of the dead one to remove its skin. Dead.
So, Mojo. High or low?
Yes. Low.
It is a female.
God damn it.
Well, shit.
They'll never know when it's skinned. That part of it's never really there. It's just a pop anyways.
And as you're getting out your tools to skin the thing, another one does appear in the vicinity.
Okay. I got this.
And having collected its friend.
I
How
got
close?
this.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. I am going to do something incredibly stupid or incredibly epic, Coffee.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Get some let's goes in the chat.
All right. So it's my turn at this point, just to be clear. I believe it's Vanya's turn right now. My turn comes after. Or no, they just came in, so it would be to the top of the round. It would end up going to the big man.
Yeah, because briefly, Lagon was getting his tools together to be able to skin the thing, realize that it's a female, and then that's, shortly after, a period of time has passed. Nope, that one actually turned into a snail. Never mind. That's not right. So, it's just the one. And it's kind of appeared out of everywhere and kind of landed right here at the end of its speed. Which does, yes, bring us to the top of the round, so it would be Lagon. Lagon, you are over. Where did you go? You are right here. You are over here with the dead one, actually, at this moment. So what do?
How far away is the one that just appeared?
About 40, 50 feet from you.
Alright. I am going to turn. I'm assuming my minute is coming to an end.
Yep. Very close. Actually, it probably would have ended by the time this one showed up.
Okay.
Several rounds have passed since then.
Well, since the last one did it, I'm assuming this one's going to do it too. But, yeah. I'll move up. Let's see. A little more in front of, Alira. I think that's Alira there.
Yep, Alira's right here.
Okay. I'm going to move up. Okay, I'm going to move up a little more in front of Vanya to get her and Zephyr behind me.
Okay.
Between me and the beast. And, am I within 20 feet?
Yeah, you're within 15.
Alrighty, so, this has worked out quite well enough. I am going to throw Mjolnir at this thing.
Yep, you will be throwing at disadvantage.
I know. Okay. I don't think this will hit. But... 18.
18 will hit.
Oh. Surprise me. Well. So. That is going to be... Nine points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Wait, 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And I am going to let's see. I will recast spiritual weapon.
Recast spiritual weapon in front of it.
Yeah. So, am I still at disadvantage or straight roll now?
It's a straight roll. Because you hit it.
27.
27 hits.
And 21 points of force damage.
Okay. Wanya.
Oh, good. I don't have to worry about Zephyr this time. Hail of Thorns at level 3.
Hail of Thorns, level 3.
So it needs to make a Dex saving throw.
Well, first you need to make the attack roll.
Yep. Initial arrow. Scroll back up here. Is 25 to hit.
25 hits.
I need to make that Dex saving throw, and the initial damage is 12.
Okay, that is a 15.
That meets exactly.
Which means it saves, which means it takes the 0 from the other fire. The Hail of Thorns.
Yep.
What was the initial damage? 12?
Yep, 12 points. That's okay, I get a second arrow at least. And that is 21 to hit.
21 to hit. It will hit.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
And Zephyr is going to move back over to Vanya.
Back over to Vanya. Alright. Brings us to Alira. Alira, what you doing? You are right here, my friend.
Okay. I'm going to take hold of that snail.
Take hold of that snail.
I'm going to run right up to it.
Right up to this guy.
Yep. And I am going to hold my action. Specifically, I want it to attack me.
And upon the attack,
I am going to ram my arm right down its mouth.
oh,
The one that's holding the snail.
okay. I think I see where
I
this is
told
going.
you, this was either going to be epic or end horribly.
Okay.
And either way, this will be awesome. And I know you're going, this is a very unusual use of polymorph that I've never considered.
It's true. It's true.
And you're loving it.
It's true. It's true. So you're waiting for its bite attack specifically.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're holding your action for its bite attack, which does bring us to its turn, which means it does start to shift again. And yeah, you're the closest to it. They're Alira, so it is going to definitely make that bite attack at you.
And I'm going to just let it happen.
Okay, so no need for AC. You are going to take damage.
I am going to take damage.
So that bite attack is going to cause you 9 points of piercing damage.
That hurts. That hurts.
And you were holding your action to shove your hand down its throat with the snail.
I'm presuming that the... Yep.
Okay. So
what do you want from me?
You're intending to drop the snail down its throat, yes?
Oh. I'm going to put my arm into the mouth as it's trying to bite me. And then I'm going to stop concentrating. And I want that arm as down that thing's throat as possible, to the point where it's getting oddly erotic.
Okay, well, you can cancel concentration at any time. So instead of a snail, it is now a full-grown adult displacer beast inside the throat of another
Yep.
adult displacer beast.
Yes.
How do you want to do this? How do you want this to look? I will give you that privilege.
Allura ends up proceeding to end up putting on the fangs bite into the hip through the hair carapace armor that she currently wears, as she starts to scream in a directed rage. Its fangs come down her fist, starts to end up going in, and with the bite priming her loss of concentration, she feels a sudden pressure upon her arm, her hand pressed into the center of this thing's throat. The thing inside squealing as it's trying to end up going, as it's not at full size yet, trying to fight against the mass of its own individual. The neck snaps back as the neck and chest cavity burst out of this crumpled mess of bone and sinew slumps out of the wound. Her arm just sitting there mangled in mold, not only from the teeth, but the crushing impact of this thing suddenly bursting forward, causing the hollowed out carcass to land on top of the remains of its companion, who looks like it's been through a trash compactor. She proceeds to turn, looks to Lagan. That's 2.
Well, that is the end of those 2 adults. They are indeed dead. You hear very distant howling, but at this point you get the sense that maybe they're not coming this way anymore.
Skin them. Keep the little one for Kinwin or Alira.
The little one, to put this into perspective, the baby hide is the only one that you're going to get an intact hide for. The others you will have bits and pieces, because they have essentially exploded.
Okay, they're worthless now.
Alright, so to be clear,
Mm-hmm.
the babies were still the ones that were basically riding pony size.
Basically.
Okay. Just to be clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, did we just run across a small... Well, you know what? No, Oliver's gonna go into the den. Holding her mangled arm as she proceeds to end up trying to sing to herself through the pain, humming something about a fistful of snails.
Alira does not want to be out in the open anymore. She wants to go underground. She wants to stay safe.
As Alira passes by on her way to the den, Lagan will put his hand on her arm and cast Cure Wounds. It's just a little... So, it won't help as much, but 13 points of healing back.
Thank you, gentle giant. Ow.
And then I will skin the young female, unfortunately.
And the female isn't very young. It's more like adolescent. It's sort of an adolescent beast. Where these other two that their hides are completely eviscerated are the older adults. One you check is a male. The other is a female. So maybe the parents of the pair.
Potentially. Or their siblings, parents. Who knows? The others aren't coming here, and we may have to track them down later, but, that's another day, another time. So, survival or what for skinning this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna call that a survival check.
Okay.
And it will still take several hours to do.
Right. So, 23.
Perfectly fine. You are able to, at the end of several hours of meticulous and painstaking hide removal, you are able to collect a single adolescent displacer beast hide, intact.
John is going to go a bit further from skinning it and collect the meat, but I think I'm going to take the skull too.
Okay, so meat and skull. You are able to also do that. Takes an additional couple of hours. What are Vanya and Alira doing in the meantime?
Vanya has used Cure Wounds, brought him back up to full health.
Okay. With Lagon doing this, it does give you the opportunity for a short rest if you want it.
Yeah.
So.
That's not going to help too much, but yeah. She's also looking at the other to see if any of the hide could, in fact, be salvaged. Just at least for the purposes of showing that they took 2 more of them out.
For presenting purposes, yes. For what they may want to sell them for, that's iffy.
Yeah.
So,
presentation purposes, fine. We're not like mega hard up on money, so.
This was more for the fun of it.
Yes.
That's what to do.
Fun. Ow. Fun.
You're the one who decided to shove your arm inside its mouth.
This is Lagon's idea of fun, that you like sticking your whole fist inside of things so that they explode, is your own weird fetish.
You can watch me here do it again. I'll end it in
I'm
one
sure I
punch,
will.
man.
I'm sure I will see that.
No, Lyra is going into the den, primarily to rest her eyes, yes, because, between the snow and the blinding light and all this kind of stuff, we're wanting to get out of it. Now, you said it went to moonlight, which is grateful, but moonlight is still basically blinding daylight to her at that point, right? Like, it's high noon for her by that comparison. What you think of as high noon is what or moonlight is for her, right?
No, so. Well, more along the lines of she can see better in moonlight compared to the others because she has 120-foot dark vision, which is the same as normal light.
I guess what I was trying to get at is that she's just more comfortable in the dark.
Oh yeah, in the dark. She likes to.
She is going in there primarily to get out of the light, get out of the head, the whole thing. Go in there, but maybe even learn something about the den, the way these creatures behave. Because displacer beasts were just described to her not more than 20 minutes ago, and not more than 30 seconds ago she was inside one.
It's true. It's true. The den is mostly made of, mostly dug out of the soft earth. It's mostly got, like, uh, it's mostly just that. Like, other than, like, obvious sort of tufts of hair and things like that that have kind of fallen off of each of these creatures, uh, it looks like they've been in this den for quite some time. As it seems like a lot of baby fur when it comes to mammals has been shed in this place. So as the youths of this den were growing, they were continually using it as their home.
I will end up collecting a bit of that and any other remains as I study it, how they ended their living.
Yeah, there's
You don't
remains
need
of
to know the
food.
whole
There's
thing. She's
remains.
just trying to like get to understand it and get to know them better, and maybe be able to shift into them at another point in time. Who knows?
You do see, bits and pieces of leftover food. Hide that has, that are just kind of shredded to bits that basically make up, um, basically make up the under the the bottom of this den. Um, Nothing of any consequence. It's all trash, but um, but it is interesting. You do find like different sizes of different like bones and things like that, different tufts of fur from like prey creatures, um, that food has been brought to them to feed over the course of their life, and we're maybe getting to the point where they were going to start hunting at this point, uh, but were left in the den on their own.
Beat. So she'll be in down there until she's called. She's just trying to immerse herself in their world, trying to understand this strange surface cat.
Actually, make me a perception check.
Goody, I'm not at disadvantage because I'm in the den. Not the greatest, but it's still a dirty 20.
30, 20. Okay.
11.
Something that you do see that is of interest to you is you do see humanoid remains.
Can I tell what kind of humanoid they would have been?
It's really just skeletal structure left, and based off of the fact that it's just a portion of a hand that's left, you can't really tell what kind of humanoid. But the other thing that you would find of interest in the den is a scrap of cloth.
What is it about this scrap of cloth that catches my interest?
It is the same kind of scrap of cloth that you've seen on cultists.
Lagan! Lagan!
You rang.
She walks to him as she seems to be leaving the den and places the cloth against his chest as she walks past. Something you might be interested in.
Okay.
And you look at what she's handed you, and she's handed you the partial remains of a humanoid hand and a vestment, a piece of vestment from the cultist.
With my newfound medical knowledge, could I tell if this is possibly a male or female hand?
Given the variation in size between different humanoids, it's a difficult but maybe doable medicine check.
Righty. Plus 13 is 27.
This is a young Goliath female.
A young Goliath female is a part of the cult. Lagan is not happy about that.
You get the
Wrapping
you get the sense from it that it's end of adolescence near a young adult.
in the black cloth that Lagan had originally kept the book bound in.
Which is
He will,
in tatters by now.
I know. Place it inside the hand, and then wrap the remains of the vestment around the hand, and put it into into the same pocket on the handy haversack that he had originally stuck the snail.
Okay. All right.
And I think it would be time for a rest.
It is very late into the night, that's for sure. Given everything that you've done over this night, it's probably no more than an hour before sunrise.
And it took us 2 days to get out here.
Basically.
Well, we've got about an hour before sunrise, so we really only have to worry about... Well, actually, no, we still need to take 3 watches and get a rest. So while
Or
we're
you
in
can
the
forego
forest,
a rest and take a point of exhaustion each.
there are
You
still
muted, Derek.
creatures that
I'll take the rest. Well, more accurately, I'll probably be the first one on watch.
take the advantage of the last bit of night before day.
All right.
Yeah.
So, first watch, Alira, make a perception check. You'll be getting a couple hours into dawn, but that's not going to help.
26.
26. All right. You keep a very attentive and watchful ear and eye out for more of these beasts. You hear the noises, but they seem to keep a distance. They don't come close. Who's taking the next watch?
That would be Vanya.
All right, Vanya, make a perception check.
As soon as the cat gets done messing with my arm here. Stop that. 30.
30. Nice. You're plenty aware of what's going on during the middle of this sort of period of the sunrise, the very early morning of this particular day. And it's weird sleeping in the forest again, kind of resting in the forest. It's weird to be here without Arya. It's just all sorts of weird. You still hear, you start to hear the morning chirps of birds. You start to hear the sounds of other creatures waking up for the day. You don't hear any more of the sounds of the beasts, the displacer beasts anymore.
No, they are nocturnal.
Okay. So each of those rests would have been 4 hours. So Alira and Vanya have had their rest. Lagan, you are free to be awake at this point, so you don't have to take a last watch. Since both of them are elves, they only need 4 hours each.
Mm-hmm.
The small bits of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do you do?
Do we want to track down more, or do we want to start heading to the city?
I imagine they both look to Lagan.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well-
just simultaneously.
I would say, can we look for at least one or two more? Maybe not demolish them as thoroughly as you did, Alira.
They were prey.
Yes, but could we be a little more cautious? We are trying to keep their hides intact. They're very valuable. If we get some bigger ones, keep the littler one for you.
She just kind of huffs. I better get a kitten.
There is one still out there that we might be able to find for you.
Mm-hmm. I did scare it away.
It was bleeding when it ran.
Well,
We
then
can track it.
her ears perk up and begins
No.
right for the tracking. Lagan doesn't need to speak another word. I'm sure he does, but doesn't need to. It's very clear. It's like, we can get the other one.
And you just hear a half-uttered as he was trying to continue whatever he was saying. And then follows you.
The best.
Yep.
The best. The best. Ow.
Ow.
Oh,
Don't die.
please don't.
Derek's
That's
shoulder
funny.
actually hurts on the side that Alera actually shoved down the throat.
I'll hopefully play into it. Nat 20.
Natural 20.
The pain was worth it.
Let's get some mojo dice in the chat, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, Alira, excited as you are to track these creatures down once more, you find everything that you need. You find footprints in the snow, you find blood trail, you find scratches on trees. As this thing was limping, as you follow the trail a little bit more, the more that it starts to feel that it's safe, the more that it starts to limp. The more that it starts to feel the pain of the injuries that it had sustained. The more, pardon me, you get the sense that it doesn't jump in. It stays on the ground because it's too injured to jump into a tree at the moment. And so you keep following the trail and keep following the trail, and eventually what you find is that the creature is half dead already on the ground. Well, mostly, more than half dead. It is nearly frozen as it's kind of barely just moving. It's breathing heavy due to its injuries. You see that there's a large pool of blood underneath it too. Barely alive. You're muted.
I am going to creep up to this thing. Not so much sneakily, so much as just not rushing it. And I am going to use Speak with Animals.
It wants to protest, but it cannot protest you at the moment. And Speak with Animals works on beasts, correct?
I believe so. That's my presumption. I'm not gonna.
It's a safe presumption that it would be a beast, an animal per se. but it looks like your spell is not going to allow you to communicate with it. It is a different kind of creature entirely.
Fascinating. Are there a lot of these up here? I say as I kind of crouch down, close enough to it, enough to can't swipe me right away.
Even if it could, it barely looks like it can lift its paws right now.
Enough to become a nuisance, especially for farmers. Ranchers, anybody that's growing any kind of crop, any kind of animal for food. Sheep, goats, cows.
And your favorite cultist.
Well, the occasional human when they're getting really hungry, or they get too uppity and animals are a bit territorial, especially when they have young. So you get a bit close. Mom and dad aren't paying too much attention, you might get away with things. But if they're closer and paying a lot more attention, then you wind up like our young female Goliath friend, whose hand you found in the den.
Glad you could recognize it. She says as she softly places a hand, kind of this strange noise. It almost sounds hollow, soothing, but it's, for those who don't know, it's a form of whisper and deep speech. And she ends up trying to calm it, and animal handling would be appropriate in this regard, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, not my strongest suit, but goddammit, I
would
want murder
like
kit.
to assist, if
All right.
possible.
So roll an advantage.
Oh yeah, it actually is. I forgot. It is actually animal handling is a strong point.
Ooh.
So you're saying you're giving advantage or bardic inspiration?
Advantage.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the only way I get. Okay. 28.
Ooh. Ooh. You and Vanya seem to make a really good team when it comes to calming a creature. This creature seems to want to protest in every which way. It tries to nip at you, but has barely any strength behind its bite. It tries to swipe at you with its claws, but has barely any strength behind its swipe. The tendrils that kind of grow out of its back, out of its shoulder blades, are very limp on the ground. It looks like it can barely move.
And it's at that point I am going to, once I feel like at least I made it very clear my intent of, I'm not going to murder you right away. Don't give me a reason to. I am going to cast holding on to it. Nice. I am going to end up casting Healing Word, and that's going to be for 9 points.
Okay. Some of the wounds look to heal for a bit. Has a little bit of its strength back.
Yeah.
Makes sort of whimpering noises, like it's still in pain.
Yeah. And...
Lagon.
Oh, go ahead.
Lagon would join Vanya and Alira cautiously and slowly, but as he moves closer, he'll take a decent chunk of fresh meat out of the bag holding it towards the injured animal.
You know what? Vanya's gonna use Cure Wounds at level 2 on it.
Okay.
And that is 9 points of damage back.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. I think it's about time that Alira showcases her maternal instinct. Yeah, I can already see Raven trying not to laugh. So, Coffee, you're not helping. So she will end up using her. She will use shape change into her giant spider.
Okay.
While it's still weak and wearied, going to bind it up in a web and hang on to it on the underside of her abdomen like any clutch she would have.
Oh, what a cutie.
Can I still feed the thing?
Yes, it does take the small piece of meat that you have fed it, and chomps on it.
And then just I'm like, wait, what? Doink!
And is tucked up underneath the carapace of the now spider form of Alira.
Her clutch.
Purposefully in a bit of a giant spider form, as she would not be able to carry this thing otherwise.
Lagan intentionally didn't heal this thing because he doesn't want to fight it again. Kind of got the idea of what Alira wants, but he's not trying to take it. He's just trying to help her keep it alive.
Are you trying to keep this thing as your pet?
She can't
It's
exactly
her
speak
form
to you in
of
this
that.
form.
At that point, you end up just hearing a bit of a hiss, which, Vanya, I'm not sure how good you are with animals, but you might get the impression that Alira has just become very, very territorial. It can effectively be boiled down to my kitten, my murder kitten.
That's exactly what that is. That is her Zephyr.
And I'm guessing Alira is going to spend the rest of her downtime trying to tame this displacer beast. This young displacer beast.
My murder kitten.
I love it.
Okay.
You know what? Vanya spends whatever time she can helping Alira with that.
Okay. So it looks like everybody's downtime is pretty booked.
There's one more thing on downtime that Lagan wants to do
Mm.
when we do eventually get back to the
Okay.
city.
Mm-hmm.
Lagan wants to take Alira to find some kind of tinted lens that might help her, especially during the day.
Okay. Sunglasses are a thing of the future, and a thing of the present in this particular society, and are not hard to come by. They're not full goggles of night, mind you, but they are sunglasses.
It's just something that would help
Tinted
her during
glass.
the day.
That's basically all it is.
Yay.
Colored glass. Couple of round circles, very big round circles of just sort of black tinted glass on your face.
I'm waiting for the day when it ends up coming. And we got one for your spider form, too. Just this helmet. Wait, what?
Well,
Lagan is looking forward to the day he gets webbed up and carried like a clutch of eggs, too.
just you wait.
He's going, and much like the displacer beast, he wants to protest, but he's not going to be in a position to do anything about it.
So,
He might not be in a position to do anything about it, but he has connections to things you may not necessarily know about that can do things about that.
And the shit begins.
So, since this is going to take up a good portion of the rest of the downtime between Vanya and Alira especially, I would like a series of animal handling checks,
All right.
because this will determine how well you are able to tame your displacer beast and what its temperament will be going forward.
All right.
If you want to keep this thing, it's a murder kitten. Believe me, it will murder given the chance.
I'm glad we have something in common. We're already starting off on common ground. This is fantastic negotiation.
So, I am looking for 3 checks at 15 plus to get the
Okay.
best results.
Well, unfortunately, I rolled low there. I only rolled a 6, so
You're
that's
at
a 15.
advantage because Vanya's with you.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Can I also give Bardic Inspiration for 2 of them?
I'm going to say that this is going to be over the course of a period of time. So,
Yeah.
while Bardic Inspiration normally would be able to be used on a skill check, I'm going to say that in this case, it is not applicable.
Okay.
You can grant advantage, but you can't grant Bardic Inspiration at this point.
Okay.
Great. If it wasn't confused enough, it ends up having a barded giant spider as its 2 moms. This is going to be.
And a wolf
And
is
And if Arya has it as and if Spectre has their way with it, Arya is going to be in that at some point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it right now, Coffee. With advantage, I didn't get a single roll that was under 25.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
well, great. That works great for your first roll.
I had one. No. Like I rolled all 3.
Oh,
Oh,
Not a single one of them was under 25.
okay. So
I had one roll that was a 2, and that still would have put me at an 11.
Okay.
Remember, +9. She has +9 when it comes to animal handling.
Okay. So what were the individual results of the advantage?
So we had a 25.
Okay.
We ended up having a hit 27.
Okay.
We had a hit, and we ended up having a 30.
Okay. Well.
So,
So as it would turn out, this particular kitten, in all sense of the words, is maybe not the most aggressive that you've ever encountered, as far as a beast is concerned. In any case, it seems to really kind of warm up to you once it's gotten past all of the sort of initial fear that it would have for you, because you attacked it initially, and it would obviously have trust issues if it, was intelligent enough to remember. But
fairly intelligent individuals, if I recall. But
yeah, they're fairly intelligent creatures. Definitely very, very much a self-preserving type, where they will run if they're in danger. But it seems to connect with you in some weird way, that it's very kind of open to the idea of going along with you. Now, being that you can't exactly communicate it with it directly, definitely makes this a very interesting challenge for you, Alira, because normally you would be able to speak with the beasts that you are attempting to tame, as you have possibly previously in your old society. But in this case, there's a barrier there. And while you're not able to communicate on the level of a spell, it's more that you sort of understand the body language of the creature as you're working to tame it. The ways in which it moves and the ways in which it communicates with you outside of that language really seems to kind of resonate with you back and forth, in that you understand it as a large cat-like creature more than you probably would have ever expected, having never seen a creature like this before.
I imagine Nalira has like transformed herself into a house cat or something, some kind of like great tabby or something, just anything that's even remotely close to it. Just trying to understand it. Um, though I think at the moment of bonding, if we manage to end up receiving like this point where it thinks of me more as a maternal figure at that point, there's just that awkward moment where we end up hearing a whole bunch of banging and yowling wherever we're staying, and then everybody rushes up. And now she's trying to cut it out of the web because this thing tried to crawl up to end up snuggling inside of it, like she does when she see it, watching on rest. I want to be in the hill. I want to rest in the web too, but I'm stuck. You idiot.
And to be fair, at the age that it is about the size of a large dog.
Yeah.
We're probably talking about like Great Pyrenees, like Mastiff sort of size.
Yes, we're talking about something on its hind legs. It's the size of a person.
Yes, currently, and it's only going to get bigger based on the adults that you saw.
Yes, there's a reason we have murder kitties.
Yes,
They eat
like
the
that.
things
It is almost at this point bigger than Zephyr. And Zephyr is half direwolf.
I'm kind of imagining that the cats and dog relationship just makes it 10 times more awkward.
Oh, they occasionally start
rivalry
chasing
has
each
begun.
other. And those claws are very sharp. And the points on the end of those tendrils are very sharp too.
And Zephyr's fangs are incredibly sharp.
Well,
Uh-huh.
Those are
Mom will
sharp
have to
too.
keep sorting this out over and over again.
Well, it has the tendrils, but the points on it are still in development. They're not very sharp just yet, but they're getting there. So it could thwap you with its tendrils, but right now it can't really grapple and pierce you with it.
It
They're
does
not
that to me in my sleep. Trying to meditate, and every so often, thwap.
Now I need a displacer beast mini because Alira has a pet.
Don't rush it. I'm not gonna end up. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull his check. Vanya's going to.
Right.
It's more than likely. It's like it's resting in the airship. They tried to rob the airship. Oh, really?
You have
Like I
guard
said,
kitten.
Legon will definitely get
Yes,
in on this
guard
as
kitten.
well.
Yes.
Because any animals that are going to be on board the ship have to understand that you can be here. I don't mind. You're going to have to work with me kind of like Zephyr does. I'll help you. You help me. I won't kill you. You don't kill me.
Now, to be fair, this does not count necessarily as a companion like it would for Vanya. This is a creature that you have collected, but whether it obeys your commands, that's a hit or miss. Zephyr
Legon's not.
Just to be clear, Coffee, that at this exact moment in time, I'm expecting this to be more of a narrative thing rather than a board thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
All right.
So just
Legon is just keeping this thing alive. You don't kill me. I don't kill you.
that's perfectly fine because it's probably going to be very much a creature of its own. And
Yeah.
while Zephyr obeys Vanya's commands because there is that amount of trust and that amount of work together, this thing is a cat. It does what it wants.
Oh yeah. I'm aware of this.
Just so that we're all on the same page. But that being said, the airship is completed. The airship is complete with all of the attachments and amenities that you have purchased for the construction. And with it being complete and docked at the airport, you are free to make your journey. The rest of the Lucky Sevens, being Arya, Kaz, and Kinwin, all have gone aboard, and each have taken up a station to help you in piloting this airship. So, Lucky Sevens, where are you going?
Guess we'll have to figure out next time.
I suppose you'll have to talk about that in the off week, I guess. Because I can give you a whole world map at this point.
Hey!
Oh yeah.
Please. I have 2 suggestions. I have 2 ideas, 2 things I want to do before we rush off to destroy the world.
Rush off to destroy the world, sure. Alright, well, then I suppose we'll pick up there next time. As tonight is also a little bit of a shorter session than the usual. But we had some fun with, using my owlbear minis to stand in for Displacer Beasts. But
One day they'll actually be owlbears.
one day they'll actually be owlbears.
let Vanya go home, and get the job from that guild, and it probably will be.
Yeah, they're probably more on that continent, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. It was fun to find a stat block of a Displacer Beast and use it against you guys for a little bit. So, and you got to keep one.
Yes.
I got
Was
my
not
arm.
expecting that.
You got to keep your arm too.
Yes.
They big nasty teeth. Big nasty teeth. Well, thank you guys so much for playing our lovely game. And
Thank you.
so, with you guys having really only done like one thing really today, I think I'm just gonna give you guys an just kind of an all-around experience bonus here. So you get your 5 for showing up, obviously. You get your you get the bonus for having completed a thing. And I think I think that's going to be 3 experience. Nope, 4. I'm going to make it 4. Get 1 experience for each of the Displacer Beasts that you defeated. You got to take one of them home, though. So there's that. And since you all kind of did a bit of fighting, I'm gonna say that you get the 1 each for the roleplay prompts too. So you get 3
Yay.
additional on top of that.
Yay!
Sweet.
Almost halfway to level 10.
Level 10! Yay!
9
Alright.
points.
9 points away from 10.
10. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
91.
Nice. Yes, because we do experience a little bit differently than most games in D&D do, because XP is arbitrary and I decide the rules. So
So we're all getting 12 today then?
Yes.
Can I make a suggestion and give Derek an extra one for that scene with the kid murder hoboing both of the adult?
I mean, that was pretty damn fantastic.
That was.
If we were gonna have to vote on a scene for tonight, there's no way of topping that one.
It was pretty rule of cool. Let's be real.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend it wasn't.
It was pretty
I
rule
did
of
one of
cool.
those.
Cool. I loved it. There's just no way of topping that one.
Really, yeah,
Yeah.
because that's
I-
polymorph
Coffee is
coming
slowly.
polymorph coming undone inside the throat of one individual Displacer Beast, destroying him from the throat outwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the inside out, and killing the other one as it's emerging from the insides of its mate. What the fuck?
Because that's crushing too.
Oh yes, it is, but it definitely fits because it's breaking through the ribs and other bones.
Oh
that are
yeah.
in the way.
Ugh.
So it's
Yeah,
taking damage.
This is why I'm not allowed to play D&D with
It's
some
horrifying
groups,
to
be
think
honest
about,
with you.
but it was pretty cool.
It's like
It was
Derek keeps
extremely
thinking of very
difficult.
unusual uses for spells. Wait, what?
Yep.
Oh, I loved it.
You know what?
Yeah,
Because it has been petitioned, I will allow it. Derek, you get an
Hey,
additional.
I'm up to 45.
Additional point for being the coolest of the cool today.
Hey!
You exploded 2 displacer beasts, and you tamed one. So there you go.
Somehow I managed to simultaneously explode and implode and display a Hiss or Beast. Just not the same one.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Keep
have it.
working at it. Maybe you'll figure that one out.
Well,
Maybe you should talk to Professor Cypher about that.
Oh god, Cypher's reaction to Alira having the Displacer Beast as a pet now is gonna be interesting.
I'm more worried and concerned how Seltzer will take that than he.
now we'll have to also decide whether or not you're going to take them on as passengers too. So maybe you will, maybe you won't. But we'll be talking about that during the off week, about what you guys intend to do as far as all of that goes. But in the meantime, if you are a follower here on Twitch, thank you so much. We had some great interactions from people today, and we also had we also want you to be able to watch Derek, obviously, because he does the art. He does art for a lot of different things, and so he's a great artist. So some of the things that you have seen in the slideshows during the Be Right Back screen and the starting screen are his work, so you should definitely check him out. If you're on YouTube and you're not following us on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/coffeecatpresents, and that's where we do all of this live. You are probably delayed by a week because I forget to upload things, and then I schedule them for the following week anyway. And so you're if you want to watch it live, come and see us on Wednesdays and Saturdays, because that's where we do my 2 tabletop games. And obviously follow Ravenstar too, because she does some video game stuff and she does sometimes do the photography. I will actually shout you out myself because I don't know.
She's been doing the big stompy robots.
Yes,
Ooh,
I've
big
been
stompy
doing
robots.
Yeah, I made a direwolf pilot go, what the fuck, essentially.
Nice. So she's been
He
doing a
was
lot of
dealing
Mech
with-
Warrior and
He was dealing with 3 of my teammates. I just came up behind him and shot him back.
nice. Mech Warrior and Battletech, some stuff, and so go watch her do the video games. She deserves a shout out too. Mojo doesn't stream. He is just a cast member. But we love him anyway.
He's not just a cast member.
I mean, he's Mojo Dice memes. So
Yes.
I'm a very grateful cast member, and will gladly join any game of yours that I'm available for.
yes, indeed. Well, we're gonna find somebody to raid. So if you would like to come along, please do. We'll find out who that is here in just a moment. But if you haven't yet, and you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe, because I want to be found as a part of the algorithm. So share this wherever you will, and I will be forever grateful. So, with that being said, it is off into the sky for the Lucky Sevens next. So, say goodnight, everybody.
Into the sky!
Raining snails.
Good night, everybody.
God.